Welcome back to the Cali G Kitchen, and welcome to day 63 of your 101 day food and fasting program. Today is actually a free day, but we are going to cook some flapjacks just so you can have have them as and when. Obviously not in your fasting hours, but you could have them as part of your meal one. You could have them after meal two. Yeah, you could eat the full lot today. Nah, I'm only joking. But so 3 ingredient baked flapjacks. So what we're going to be using here is bananas, 3 bananas. I'm going to use around 300 grams of oats, and we've got some peanut butter in there, which I've been simmering away just to kind of melt that through. I did remove the lid, so I've took the lid off and just placed it kind of back over the top. You don't want to be putting this simmering it away with the lid fully on, because if it heats up, it's going to cause, when it heats up, it will cause kind of like pressure, like steam, and then I haven't done this before, but you can imagine if there's a lot of pressure built up in there and you try and take the lid off, it might just kind of explode everywhere. So that's the reason that we removed the lid. I'm just going to take this out, kind of just wipe that down. Don't want to get any of the water into the mix. So we are going to start with the bananas. That's been on there for about 5 or 6 minutes simmering away, so that should be nice and runny now. So I'm just going to break up these bananas by hand, and then we're going to mash them all together. These are very, very easy to do. So 3 bananas going in. And just using a fork, just put the bowl on its side, kind of help. And we just mash all these bananas together. It's actually better if you use ripe bananas as well. They'll mash a lot easier and they'll be a little bit more sweeter. So we've roughly mashed them together, and now we're going to add this full jar of peanut butter. I say a full jar, there's around 3/4 of a jar there, but the recipe's basically 3 bananas, around 300 grams of peanut butter, and the same amount of oats, 300 grams, 3, 3 and 3. You can either use runny or chunky peanut butter. This one's, should I say smooth or chunky peanut butter. This one's a smooth one. What I am going to do, I'm going to add in, I've got some mixed seeds here. You could add in anything you want really. You could add in, you could chop up some dried fruit, some dates, apricots, or actually, you know what it is? I'm going to add in some fruit and nuts. And this is actually an experiment. I've never actually cooked with dry mango before, but we'll see. Got some apricots, got some mixed seeds gone in, dried apricots, dried mango, and some cashew nuts as well, as an experiment. Got a handful of cashew nuts. I'm just going to kind of break them up by hand. and throw them in. We need a knife. You could use little chunks of dark chocolate. I don't know if I already said, but dates would be quite nice in this. Maybe some dried cranberries, raisins. This is a complete experiment today. So we've just got some dried mango, dried apricots and cashew nuts and mixed seeds. So going into the bowl with those, give this all a good mix till it becomes one. I'm going to go in with a wooden spoon now. Giving it a good mix till it all becomes one mixture. And now we're going to go in with our oats. 300 grams of oats going in. That's not going to work. In with the oats. We also need, I'll tell you what, one thing at a time. So just give these a mix. And as you can see there, by the consistency, you could go in like that, that's fine. But you might want your flapjacks a little bit, I don't know, I like mine a little bit more dry, a little bit more oaty. The reason it's went like that is because these bananas are quite big. So if you imagine regular bananas about that big. So we've probably got an extra banana in there. So feel free to add a little bit more oats if you like. Got in with another probably 30 grams there. There we are. That is good to go. Now what we're going to do, looking for my coconut oil. You want just a little smidgen of coconut oil, like a teaspoon, half a teaspoon worth. And what we're going to do with this, just using our fingers, just put a nice coating on this Pyrex dish. Just going to make sure that our flapjack doesn't stick. Now we've got that fully greased up, straight in with the flapjack mix. You could also Use any other butter that you like. If you don't like peanut butter, maybe try some almond butter or some cashew butter. You could also do this with regular butter, which will probably work quite well. Okay, going in there with that. I'm just going to spread this out best we can. With the back of this spoon, tell you what, we are going to use a fork. And one thing you could do as well is if you're just taking a little bit of coconut oil and grease up that fork. It's just going to stop any of this mixture sticking to it. Going to try and make sure it's evenly spread. And when it is finally evenly spread, you want to place that into the oven for around 20 minutes until the top is nice and golden. You can also test if it's cooked, so maybe test after 15 minutes. If it's looking nice and golden after 15 minutes, all you want to do is just take a clean knife, stab it in the middle, pull it out. If there's no like cakey mixture or anything on the knife, then that means the flapjack is done. So this is going to go into the oven, like I said, 18 to 20 minutes. Not gas mark. Temperature 190 degrees. 190 degrees would be probably gas mark 6, gas mark 7. Okay. Into the oven with that, and I will end this video now, and I'll see you again soon for part 2. Goodbye for now.